You've been sold this idea that selling options is steady, safe income. That's because options trading influencers are lying to you, and what I'm about to share could save you from losing all your money. Now look, I'm not saying options selling is bad, but I want to be clear that selling options is just not a free lunch. In fact, selling options is one of my favorite strategies nowadays. Hi, I'm Lance, and I made over $100 million trading on Wall Street. And after 15 years in the trenches, I am done trading my health for wealth. And instead, I'm here sharing my world-class knowledge to help you level the playing field. Because most fail at trading, and in the world of selling options, there is no free lunch. I want you to think of selling options much like selling home insurance. Most of the time, the insurance company will pocket the premium, and at first glance, it looks like they win. That is the premise behind selling options. The influencers are quick to highlight that you can consistently capture options premium by selling options. But using the insurance analogy, what happens to the insurance company if all of a sudden there is a massive wildfire or hurricane? They spent years collecting premium, only to have to pay out a massive loss in the event that the fire or hurricane destroys a bunch of homes. Insurance companies only win over the long run if they price the insurance high enough to more than cover all the occasional but severe losses. That is a key question to always ask yourself when selling options. Is the premium you receive priced high enough to offset the inevitable big loss in the future? Later in this video, I'll explain when the premium does tend to pay you more than enough for the risk. If you aren't selling options during those times, odds are you aren't going to be making money over the long run. This is what we call fat tail risk in markets. What that means is that seemingly unlikely crazy events tend to happen far more often than we otherwise assume. In other words, that hurricane comes more often than we think. So you might think selling options is a steady income. It might appear you can make a consistent return, but you might just be getting fooled. Let's start with why people fall in love with option selling. When you sell options, you often get this beautiful equity curve, early on, all based on small, frequent wins. You feel like a genius. You sell a put on a stock that you don't mind owning. You collect a few $100, more than likely you end up keeping the premium. You do it again, and again, and again, even increasing your bet sizes. Your win rate is high, your P&L feels smooth. It feels like you finally found the strategy that will eventually bring you to Valhalla. And that is the trap. Because you're mistaking win rate for edge. A high win rate does not mean a strategy is safe. A strategy can win 90% of the time and still be a terrible strategy if the 10% of the time the loss is catastrophic. This is the classic picking up pennies in front of a steamroller problem. Now here is how the influencers trick you. They very naively assume that options prices give you enough cushion to offset the occasional big losses. The reality though is that markets are very efficient. In other words, you might make $1 90% of the time, but the other 10% of the time you lose $9. If you calculate that, the expected value is $0 before fees. Depending how far out of the money you sell an option, you can get crazy high win rates, but the concept remains the same. By selling a very out of the money put option, you might win $1 99% of the time. However, that other 1% of the time, you will lose $99, and again, your expected value remains $0. With any type of strategy in markets, you need to presume efficiency and that your strategy applied blindly will have negative returns unless you have a specific edge that allows you to beat the market. The biggest voice on YouTube with the whole "make safe passive income by selling options" is a channel called Invest with Henry.
I love selling put options for income, and specifically I have a student right now that is making 2% per month selling put options. Now you may be thinking to yourself, that's not a whole lot of money, but when you talk about consistency, 2% per month is actually a really good return because that's something that you can retire with, okay? So for me, if I can make 2%, of course, you can go higher. It just depends on your level of risk, but consistently hitting 2% per month is possible by just selling put options. So this is one of the best retirement income strategies.
Here is the problem with this. Henry will go on to explain how you sell options on stocks that you want. So what he is doing is calculating all of the winners when the stock goes up and you collect the premium, while ignoring the losses should you get assigned the stock and the stock go lower because, like you said, you wanted that stock. So therefore being down on the stock doesn't count as a loss? Doesn't really make sense if you're being transparent and honest. The reality is all of the premium Henry is collecting isn't really income. And calling money from selling put options income is just actually misleading. You're not getting paid for owning something. You're getting paid for taking a risk, same as the original insurance example. Most of the time, nothing bad happens, so it sure does feel safe and reliable, kinda like income, but when that goes wrong or the market tanks, you give back all of that income in the form of unrealized losses. The strategy looks safe because you win a little money most of the time, and it can be a long amount of time before you take that big loss, which is part of what makes selling options so dangerous. The more honest way to describe the strategy is that you're receiving insurance money in the short term, but will owe all that money back in the future when that risk comes home to roost. That is not safe income, especially in the era of Wall Street bets, which has inspired thousands of traders around the world to trade options even though they might not have a firm understanding of them. You can see story after story of people that have blown up doing so. In fact, I've seen a trader to a Trillium, where I used to trade at, think they were smarter than the market. They love to sell call options after a large spike higher. You might think you can control your risk well, but if some big news headline comes out, you can be left on the hook for massive losses. The other scary part about selling options is that the asymmetry of the bet is against you. No matter how well the trade works, you can only make a maximum of the total premium. Yet if something catastrophic happens, like that April 2025 tariff sell-off or a huge recession, you can easily lose 10x or more the premium you were supposed to collect. Nowadays, with the popularity of zero DTE options that have 0 days left to expiration, these short-term bets can even go 100 times against you in the event of sharp, massive moves late in the day. Another big risk is selling options on stocks that are seemingly boring. A lot of these influencers love to talk about how you can sell these puts on Apple or Nvidia or other big names. So let's say you sell puts on a boring blue chip company and have the cash to buy the stock. Should the stock decline in price, this is what people call a cash secured put. You think worst case, I get assigned. I own a good company and I'll just hold it. That sounds reasonable. That's why these strategies get sold to the masses, but it's missing the real risk. The real risk is the gap on a news event that makes you no longer believe the company is so good, but you've already been blown out. Take, for example, the massive meltdown United Healthcare had in 2025. Nobody would have readily imagined the company would lose over 50% of its value in the span of a few months. An attempt at making a little supplementary income leaves you catching a falling knife and down multiples of what you stood to make. Now let's address covered calls, because people love covered calls. A covered call is like this. You own a book you like, and you tell someone, I'll sell you this book later for $10 if you want. They pay you $1 now for that promise. That $1 feels like easy money. But here's the catch. If the book becomes worth $20, you still have to sell it for $10. You miss out on the big win. And if the book drops massively in value, you keep the $1, but your book is worth way less, so you still lose. Essentially, you get a small, sure reward now in exchange for giving up big upside later. It's called covered because you already own the book. It's called a call because someone else can call it away from you. In short, a covered call gives you a little money now, but it limits how much you can make if things go really well. Many YouTubers will talk about the cheat code if you sell calls against your shares to generate yield. Again, it sounds great, until you realize what you're actually doing. You're capping your upside in exchange for a small payment. That means you're selling your best outcomes. You're literally getting paid a little bit to give away the big move. And the big move is where a lot of long-term equity returns come from. Look at the crazy move recently in SanDisk. Massive asymmetric winners like Bing Long SanDisk equity is what pays for a ton of mistakes and underperformers. So those that sell covered calls often end up in this pattern where you consistently make some premium, and then the stock you sold a covered call on explodes higher. You get those shares called away, you miss the run, and prevent yourself from any of the massive compounding wins that make holding equities so long-term favorable. Here's another reality nobody wants to talk about. Selling options is psychologically addictive. It rewards you for being right most of the time, and it conditions you to believe you've discovered consistency and have some edge, when in reality, the lightning bolt just hasn't struck yet. So what happens? People increase their size, they increase their frequency, they start selling closer strikes to collect more premium. They start selling more contracts. They lower all their standards as they become more psychologically comfortable and complacent. They convince themselves that because the last 20 trades worked, the next 20 will too. That is how the steamroller gets you. I want to zoom out and make this super simple. If someone is pitching put selling as easy income, ask them one question. What happens in a crash? Not a mild pullback, a real crash. What happens if the market drops 30% in a week and implied volatility doubles? What happens if your safe stock gaps down 40% on earnings? Always remember, there is no such thing as easy money in the market. No such thing. Ever. Trading in markets are never easy. You should probably know by now, if you ever hear someone trying to pitch you easy money in markets, know that odds are they are distorting the truth either a little or more likely a lot. Now look, I'm not saying options selling is bad, but I want to be clear that selling options is just not a free lunch. In fact, selling options is one of my favorite strategies nowadays, but I'm not foolish enough to think that it's easy or steady income or safe. You need to be very specific with when and where you do so and how you'll manage the risk if things go wrong. When do options tend to offer enough premium to justify the risk? Going back to that original insurer example, it tends to be just after the catastrophic event. The same way insurers spike premiums after the wildfire or hurricane, realizing that risk was underpriced. Similarly, in markets, the best time to sell volatility tends to be just after the massive fat tail move blows out. Given the increased popularity of options, I know there are a bunch of you out there trading this stuff. If you want more options content, let me know in the comments and hit that subscribe button because I'll share with you my 4 golden rules for selling options more safely. Notice that keyword, more safely, because like anything in markets, markets entail risk. Every time I've ever broken one of those rules, the market has tended to punish me. Thanks for watching this video, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.